ignoring that the way we see it may not be the way they saw it.
Yeah, it wasn't racist. It wasn't a racial thing at all. The way we looking at it now, that's what people trying to do. That's what you and Mike was just talking in a chat. You know, we can't look at it from a racial perspective. It wasn't like that. You know what I'm saying? Just because somebody's black or dark skinned don't mean that they see each other the same. Right. You know, we're looking at it from a American eye spectrum, because we see black, we think they all unified. No, it wasn't like that.
Not at all. Ever.
So to ask your question, Brother Thunder, to say, I'm not saying you saying it, but some of these people, they believe that black Africans or people that's black that come south of the Sahara was stuck in their countries until Arabs and Europeans moved us. And that's kind of problematic, because even when you look at the Abusir region that they tested the DNA from, that was only based off mitochondrial DNA. For some reason, they're not presenting the paternal markers that's more consistent in North Africa to this day. Also, you know, when we read these articles fully about Abusir or Egypt, it says that if they go further south, the genetics may change. And then they turned around and brought something out in 2021 that said that the typical ancient Egyptian from 4,700 years ago, based off the genetics of the Middle East, had 15% omotic or multi-like DNA. So what I'm saying is, even if it's at 15%, 4,700 years ago, that still shows some type of sub-Saharan component that was lingering around. People wasn't just waiting around until Arabs got there, even though they were not the majority, or they probably was in some areas. People don't know. But the way we're looking at it from a racial perspective, it gets very murky. You know, some of those people drifted from North Africa. Some of them had Levantine DNA, and some of that shit even hit a lot of Sudanese people. And Sudanese people did have Eurasian genes before Arabs got there. But again, Eurasian does not mean white either. It doesn't mean white, especially the earlier Eurasians.
And it doesn't mean Arab looking either.
Absolutely not. And the Arabs don't even have one look. You know, you got Arabs who look, when especially because, you know, the way we look at Arabia is false. You got Hijaz and Najaz. The Najaz Arabs in the eastern part of Arabia tend to look more, they have the Iranian look. When you go to Medina, when you go to Yemen, they can look any type of way. They don't have one look. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy.
Agreed.
So race, you know, it's a problem, you know, and even when we try to Bantonize Egypt, that's the problem, the Bantonization of what people are trying to do with Egypt, making you think that Egyptians look like Patrice Lumumba or Wesley Snipes, and that was the typical look, and all the other people that's there today is a result of invaders. That becomes pseudo, because the population of Egypt are a result of their history, and they are remnants of the ancient Egyptians. Regardless, it's like
no, go ahead. Just like what?
It's just like with us as so-called African Americans, because we got 27 to 20 to some cases 30% European genes. Does that denounce us as being, you know, Africans? Did that push us away from being African? You know, some of those Egyptian people range from 70 to 80% with the same genetic continuity that's been there. Just because they're 20% Arab or 20% something else, that shouldn't denounce them from being who they are in that area or their
Let me ask you this on the subject. Since you say that, when are we going to stop being African?
Well, for me, I'll never stop being African. But
I'm saying, you know what I mean.
Oh, well, in America, we live in a country based off democracy.
No, not that. I'm saying genetically. When are we going to stop genetically being Africans?
Well, mutations are still occurring. Like, you know, I can't say, you know, when the genes were received outside of what we come from recently, because for us, it's only been 300 to 400 years. That's not long enough to cause a genetic change or a shift. The genetics there is mutations going on small at the demi level and the clinal level.
Hey, Thunder, Thunder, I would ask you to pose the question back at you. When will white people stop being European?
White people?
Yeah, when will they stop being European?
Well, I'm not talking about white and black. I'm talking about black.
No. So you're saying, like, when will we stop being African? When will white Americans stop being European?
White people don't consider themselves Europeans?
Regardless of whether they consider themselves Europeans, they are European.
Well,
they are. They are. The same way we're African. So why we got to stop being African? I mean, when are they going to stop being European?
I don't believe they'll agree with you.
they wouldn't agree that they are Europeans.
They'll agree they're European descent.
So they wouldn't agree that they're European. So white people don't take genealogy tests to show that they're Irish and they're French and all this shit.
I'm not talking about a test. You talking about
No, I'm saying, but they identify with it. They identify with it. They identify with being who they are.
You ever heard a white person call themselves European?
Huh?
You have talked to a white person in your life. You look in your maybe 30, 40, someone. In your years. All right. In your years, you talk to a white person that live in this country.
Yes.
And they say they were Europeans.
Yes, the same way we say we're African. Yes.
Yeah, I ain't never heard that, bro.
Yes.
Never.
Yeah.
I ain't never heard a white person consider themselves European. They gonna say, "I'm proud to be an American." Well, at least I know I'm free.
Yeah.
Forget the man who died, who gave that right to me. And go ahead.
Yeah, they are European.
Yeah, no, see, you telling them they're European.
Well,
I ain't never heard a white person tell me they are European.
Have you ever heard them say they were French? Have you heard a white person say?
I ain't never heard a white person tell me they were French.
Person say they were German. You've never.
I ain't never heard a white person say they're German.
Never seen white people identify with the Roman Empire.
I've never heard a white person say that they are Roman.
Never heard a white person identify with anything ancient in Europe.
I ain't never heard a white person identify with Scotland, Ireland, other than maybe on St. Patrick's Day or something like that.
Well, see, that's one
maybe
example.
maybe
they identifying with it then.
Maybe. I'm giving you a maybe on that.
What about Italians?
Italians, I have heard that. I have. I agree with that. I give you Italians.
I'm saying the thing is they don't have to, because they can identify with being American, and that's it. But in reality, they are European. They are, and they're not going to stop being European.
They won't, because they wouldn't agree with you though.
With it or not. I mean, you're telling me that they don't identify with Christopher Columbus. They don't identify with Julius Caesar. They don't identify with goddamn King James, like these niggas trying to do over here.
Just walk out of your apartment or your house. Walk out your house and go to when the first white person you see, just say, "Hey, are you a European or American?" Just do that right there. That's it. The first one you see. Don't go past that first one. The first one you see, walk up and say, "Hey, are you a European or you American?"
It'll take a minute for me to come across a white person. I'm from Richmond, nigga. It'll take me a minute to see a white person walking out.
Oh, I don't know about no Richmond. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm just.
But they do live around here now, but they don't speak to us. You know what I'm saying? They
just walk up to somebody in the Walmart and just say, "Are you a European or you are American?" Just ask them.
Their ignorance. Their ignorance wouldn't mean much, because I know the truth. I know that they're European. I grew up in the Moore Science Temple, so that's what I've been calling them.
Oh, okay. Well, but the thing is, they will definitely embrace their heritage.
Right.
They will say, "I'm part this, part that, part whoever." Yeah,
right.
They will do that. Right. But they're not going to identify as German.
When we learn stuff in school, we learn about the Magna Carta. When we learn about that's an English document. Yeah. They came from England. You know, this country was founded by the English. They do definitely identify. When I look at the flag of Virginia, it says Six Imper Tyrannis. That's a Latin terminology. Yeah. They're trying to identify with Rome. How the hell are they not identifying with Europe? They are European. So when are they going to stop being European?
Yeah, like I say, I don't believe they would agree with you.
That would be a great argument for me to have with one of them, because I would love to have it, because they are European. They are. They're no more American than I am. As a matter of fact, I would argue that I'm far more American than the majority of them.
Well, yeah, we could say that America culture is extended European culture.
Definitely.
I mean, America's Vespucci was a Mediterranean Italian man, a map maker. It was named after a European man, or a man that comes from Europe. And we could say that the culture is highly influenced from Northwestern Europe. It's part of the Western world. And
have you ever heard a white person say they were European American?
No, most white people say they're American, but America, the ones I talk to, America itself is still. I get what you're saying, Thunder. You're on point, and I also agree with my brother. What I'm saying, both of you guys are my brother. Both of y'all got a point. Yeah. The average white person is going to say, he's going to say,
I feel you too, man. But
he's going to say, but we have to also look at America. It's still an extended empire that comes out of Europe. You know,
are the West. We are the
West. We the West.
We are but an extension of the British Empire.
That's a fact.
And look, if one nation jump up against the UK right now, America I mean, when you think about NATO, America gonna ride with France.
Hey, look,
Italy,
I was
Britain,
in the Army,
anything.
right? I was in the United States Army, but you know, of course, I work with Navy and Marine Corps people too. United States ships still yield to British vessels. They yield to British vessels for British vessel to pass them first. To this day, the British still have a mercantile authority over the oceans. The American ships even yield to them to this day. So we are an extension of Western Europe. This country that we live in is an extension of Western Europe. But you know, whenever somebody say to me, like, when are we going to stop being Africans? I always pose the question because I don't think we think about it like that. We look at ourselves as if we're some isolate.
We call ourselves African Americans. We the only people do that.
I'm an American of African descent. You know what I'm saying? To be quite honest, I'm more, I like to say I'm a Virginian of African descent. You know what I'm saying? But I'm mixed because my family also from North Carolina. So I'm a North Carolinian and a Virginian American.
We're the same thing.
As far as where my blood actually comes from, my family actually comes from those two places. You know, here.
But you know what?
You know what? You know, European. I have Welsh ancestry. I have ancestors that actually came from Europe, you know, to places like New York, but I don't claim them. I mean, I claim them, but I don't, you know, I don't recognize them as living in New York for years. They just happen to come through New York and come here. So I look at Virginia as my root. And to be quite honest, it's the root of most Black people in this country: Virginia, Maryland, and North and South Carolina. Georgia, everywhere else is secondary. Everywhere. Mississippi, Alabama, Texas.
This is my thing.
Secondary.
4, 5, and it goes. He say 300-400 years, 400-500 years not long enough. I've been to South Africa twice.
Good, man.
Those cats, them white boys, I ain't never heard not one of them call themselves Portuguese or Dutch.
They call themselves Afrikaans.
They are Afrikaans, and they ain't been in them about 500-600 years. So when are we? Yeah, they've been there since the 1500s. I want to say.
That population, the Portuguese were there first. The Portuguese actually founded the Cape of Good Hope. Later on, the Dutch came, and then you know they became the foreigners.
Yeah, but what year is later on?
Because in the 1800s, it came over. Nah, those people.
All right, let's do it.
So Thunder. I mean, ethnically, we are enough. African North Americans. That's what we are. Our nationality is American, but we descend from the continent of Western Central. We descend from Western Central Africa highly, you know. So ethnically, we do have an ethnicity. You know, I call us Anak, African North American Creoles. On a nationality level, we're Americans. You know what I'm saying? That's what we are. But ethnically, we are, because you got a lot of subsets in America. You know, a subset cultures. So it's like within our ethnicity, we are African North American Creole people. You know what I'm saying? That's what we are. You know, you are American that have a lot of your ancestry that descend from Western Central Africa. So we have our own ethnic group now.
Portuguese land in Moselle Bay, 1500. Shit, man. No, bro. Yeah, 1500. So 600 years. 600, they've been there. The
Portuguese first, and then when did the Dutch get there?
Well, I mean, shortly afterwards, the Dutch Republic sent merchants to India in 1602, founded, blah, blah, blah. Okay, let's do this. All right. 1652. 1685. Encouraged by the success of this experiment, the company extended free passage 1685 to 1707 for Hollanders wishing to settle at the Cape. So we'll say, let's just say 1685. So we're still looking at 500 plus, 530.
Yeah. But I mean, they identify with who they are today. They're Afrikaners, you know what I'm saying? And that's who they are. You know, just
That's
like
all I'm saying. When are we gonna be Americans and not Africans? I ain't saying that we should. I'm just saying, to me, it's like we the only one. Well, maybe they're not, but I don't know.
Brother Thunder, you're absolutely. We are definitely American. You know, that's just who we are, regardless of even if you want to go back to the continent. But ethnically, you have a bunch of subsets, cultures in America, and our subset is African American. But that only holds weight in America. When you get out of America, no one is seeing African American, and they just see American. You get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
So, yeah. I mean, it depends on what you know how you view it.
I view it like what it is. I ain't. Oh, you muted, Cujo. Cujo, you muted.
Yeah, when I came back from Korea. That was my first time ever feeling like an American, because I'm standing in the customs line because my uncle died, so I had to come home on emergency leave, and they were like, I'm standing in customs line because when you're in the army, they tell you don't bring attention to yourself. So I just did what everybody else did. And they were like, nah, man, you're an American. You don't got to stand in that line. That was the first time in my life I felt like an American. Very first time. And I graduated from fucking basic training and all that bullshit. But that was the first time in my life.
But what did you feel like, an African?
I just felt like a nigga. I felt like I wasn't supposed to be here. I felt like I wasn't really a part of this, like most of us feel. You know, like I think most of us really feel like we're not a part of it. You know, but when I came home and that man said that, I was in New York. He had a real fucked up Jewish accent and shit, and he was like, "Yo, you don't need to be in the line, man. You know what I'm saying? Get on the line. You're an American citizen. Thank you for your service." All that bullshit. That was the first time in my life I felt like that. I never felt like that. I never did. You know what I'm saying? That's like I felt Michelle Obama when she said that. She said something about she never felt American, and like white people attacked her for that. But we don't have that. A lot of us don't have that feeling. I can't speak for everyone, but I didn't until that moment. You know, and it makes me proud to be an American. Well, at least I know I'm free. Song sound.
Yes, so whenever you wake up and you ain't got to worry about a government tyranny, you can have your gun. I don't know how many. No, that's American.
Yeah, I mean, but
what was that poem when he said American as COINTELPRO? American is.
We real big on guns. You know what I'm saying? We real big on guns. I mean, I learned how to shoot when I was like,
my dad. That's American, bro. That's no other culture in this world. None. No other country.
Yeah, but how would I
has a freedom of speech
if I didn't know any different? You know what I'm saying? I'm saying I had to learn that. I didn't know. That's just my reality. I didn't know. I remember hearing how violent it was here. I didn't think it was violent here. I thought that was everywhere. I thought that was my everyday life. I didn't think nothing of it at all until I went to other places and I said, okay, I learned, but I didn't know. That's all I knew. I was confronted with it is when I saw it differently. That's all I'm saying.
It gets paradoxical too, though. You know, in America, while we here, there's discrimination. But when anybody like Black American go outside of the continent, you're going to be looked at as an American. I mean, American citizen. But here is when you feel the uncomfortableness amongst certain groups in America. So even though we're free, we can do what we want, and Black Americans played a major role in building this country. You know, we're the foundation of New World America. We just like the British was and all the other groups of people. But there's still discrimination here. You know, when you have to be labeled as African American because you descend from Africa and you're an American citizen. They make sure they give you that banner. But outside of here, you just an American citizen.
Just an American citizen. Whenever you're going anywhere else, you're just an American citizen.
Yeah.
That's a fact. That's why I'm asking. Like when we gonna I don't know. It ain't a bad thing.
You know what, Thunder? To answer your question straight to the point, I think it's gonna happen when the system stop being completely racist. You know, when it's not us, it's the system. I mean, ever since we've been here, all we've been fighting for is equality. Think about it. We wasn't tripping over no skin. We've been fighting for equality. We put in a lot of work in this country. So whenever the system raised the idea or the nomenclatures of black and white, or I'm sorry, it's not always be black and white, but African American and all that, and they cut that delineation out and just make us what we are as citizens, that's when it'll stop. It ain't us, it's the system. They gotta erase that.
Yeah, but we ain't putting in no work to do it either, though, bro.
I mean, why would we? It's all we know. You know, all we know is this. This is all we know. We don't know anything else. You know, we look at it the way they look at it because we share their perspective, because we're westernized just like they are. We're American just like they are. So we see it the same way. I mean, we're not going to just magically think different just because of the color of our skin. We see it the same way.
I agree with that. But that's the origins of my question.
I think I'm kind of happy in a sense that that we were segregated against it, and you know, not to take anything away from the way our ancestors suffered under that particular regime, but it's almost like a gift and a curse, because at least we have that identity. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're not like the Dominicans. We're not sitting here just saying we're Dominican. You know, we're not, you know, we're not forgetting that we are something else. And I think it's important.
White people don't call themselves Africans. White people don't call themselves Africans, man. Egyptians don't call themselves Africans, and they live there.
They do when they're trying to be funny.
Well, yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
I have talked to probably 5 or 6 Egyptians. I'm talking about people from the land. Or they mama and daddy from the land. They do not recognize themselves as Africans or even affiliated with Africa, and they're around the continent. Because that's the origin of my. When I say, man, those people ain't no Africans, those are Arabs. That's where I be coming from.
Culturally, they are Arabs.
Culturally, they are Arab. And again, too, Brother Thunder, they're not scientifically literate as you. Like you're scientifically literate. You understand this. Those people in Egypt don't know shit. They don't know nothing. They culturally Arab. So they're not scientifically literate like you are. You read the paper, you read the data. But culturally, they are Arab. But genetically, they're not.
And Ngozi, that's why it bothers me when I hear these, you know, when we talk to like somebody like Mike, you know, because I've met Egyptians all throughout my life, you know what I'm saying? And they always wanted to identify with being a descendant of Muhammad. Now, all of a sudden, you know, they're claiming to descend from this pharaoh and that pharaoh.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that they don't. I'm saying that where was the love, you know, before the shit became popular? You know what I'm saying? Because them motherfuckers want to be from Muhammad like everybody else who's a Muslim. Like, I know Sudanese niggas that straight up think that they fucking
they do.
They'll swear to God that they descend from, what's his name, Muhammad Ahmad al-Mahdi.
Yeah.
They would say that because his cousin and he descend from Muhammad and all this shit. You know what I'm saying? And the Egyptians do it, the fucking the Moroccans do it. I got an Uber ride the other day with a dude from Morocco, and I asked him was the Amazon. He was like, no. I mean, my grandmother was, but we're Arab. We're Arab. And he took so much pride in that, because
you should have asked him, was he African?
Did I ask him, was he African? Yeah, when I asked him where was he from, he said Africa. They said to be funny.
He said, yeah, but right.
I mean, I don't know. That's why they say it. But that's what I think.
But you know, most Moroccans do embrace that they African compared to the Egyptians. Yeah. Most Moroccans tend to embrace, but they just say they're not Black Africans. But most of them do say they're African.
They're Amazon. But this guy was, you know, I have Moroccan guy. I used to actually work with. You know, he was real big on the first university being in Morocco, and yada yada yada. Then he got on about the greatness of Moroccans until I brought up how the Visigoths and Vandals just went through there, smacked them in the fucking face, you know, before Islam. You know what I'm saying? And when I brought that up, he was like, no, that's why we're Amazon. We were free people. We just left. Nah, motherfucker, y'all ass got beat the fuck up. Come on, man. I mean,
they got beat up a few times, Cujo. Remember, you know, when General Tariq was a peasant to the Arabs that came in and beat their ass. You know, in 690 AD, when the Arabs came in, they fucked them up.
Fucked them up. And then I forget the chick. It was a queen there.
It was a queen. They tagged that.
Yeah. She did her thing though. I give it to her. I big up to her. But yeah, they smacked her all around too. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So like when I brought that up, you want to change the subject and bring up how much better it was than West Africa. And he got a black dude with him that's from America that's like agreeing with him. You know what I'm saying? Man, fuck them, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, for real. Fuck.
Let me ask you this thing, Ngozi.
What's up?
Where in the world do they consider is West Africa a nationality or East Africa? Are these nationalities?
A Nigerian nationalistically can say he's Nigerian, but I mean, a Nigerian would tell you that he's Nigerian. It's a nation, but there's different ethnic groups in Nigeria.
When I'm asking you, West African, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's not a thing.
No. To answer your question, there's multiple nationalities in West Africa. You get what I'm saying? Like a person.
West Africa is a thing. West African. That can't be a thing, man.
No. West African. I get what you're saying is not a thing, but what I'm saying is, when it comes to nationality, there are multiple nationalities or nations in West Africa.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The West are we West Africans? No, I'm not. I don't know, man. I don't get that either. I don't get that part either.
But West Africans would recognize the difference between themselves and East Africa. They will recognize.
What I'm saying is, a West African is not. It's made to me. That's made up. It's that don't make sense.
It's not made up. It's just something that we have to deal with because we can't necessarily quantify what particular country we come from. Not to mention those countries are less than 70 years old for the most part. All of them. You know, all that shit's fairly new.
And the first people to be classified as African before the whole continent was called Africa was the Berber people in Tunisia. They was a Berber people in Tunisia that Scipio Africanus conquered. They were Amazigh people. So the portions of North Africa was labeled as Africa first before the whole continent. And it was pretty much Tunis or Tunisia.
The Romans had no idea how big Africa was. And as a matter of fact, something that's very hard to find on the internet, but I have read it several times. The Romans got the word Niger from the Niger River Basin. There's no etymological root for Niger to mean black in Latin at all. During the time of Marcus Aurelius, the word for black in Latin was moros. Niger, nigger, was much later. And they got it because they traveled down into the Niger Basin and they came back with these people.
But did they call it the Niger? Who called it the Niger Basin?
The Tuaregs. The Tuaregs did. The Niger River, because it was black.
It means Great River.
It means Great River. The Tuaregs did that. The Tuaregs in Nigeria did it first.
That's what they referred. That's why they referred to it. It had nothing to do with the word black, black, the connotation it has now. And that's what's so dangerous about the internet to me, because it's digital. So it can always be changed. It could always be changed. That's what's so dangerous about it. Because I can't find it. When I look it up now, it's so hard to find. But I read it several times when I was a child. How they came down and that's where they got the name from. As opposed to that being some etymology that connects the word nigger with black in Latin, because there is none whatsoever.
Hell, the British had a hand in labeling the whole country of Nigeria. That's not what they called it at first. A lot of those countries they're recent. They're not as old as people think. They're really recent.
The 60s. And also, Africa wasn't even colonized for that goddamn long. I hate when people say that, like during slavery, Europeans came into Africa and colonized. That's not true. I mean, you had certain areas along the coast, of course, you know what I'm saying? Certain areas they control, James Island, Bunce Island in Senegal and Gambia. You had Elmina in Ghana. You had Luanda down in Angola. And you had the what you were talking about earlier, Thunder, with the Cape of Good Hope, that area. That's where you had European colonization. But to be quite honest, Africa was pretty much untouched on its interior until the advent of Kwame and the goddamn Gatling gun. Because they couldn't do it. And when you read about it, it's like they couldn't go into Africa because of disease. No, they couldn't go into Africa because it was a stable enough population that could fight their ass back without the advanced weaponry. And until you got to the time of the Gatling gun, they could not have done it. They could not have done it. They couldn't have done what they did in the Americas. And the reason they could do it in the Americas, I think, will have a lot to do with the diseases. You know, but we're old world people as well. We inherited animals. We inherited our own viruses. As a matter of fact, a lot of the viruses that went into Europe more than likely came out of Africa first. From the plague to influenza, quite a few other things would have been in Africa first. Because our people did keep, you know, we performed animal husbandry. And that's where, you know, these viruses typically come from. Keeping animals in a unnatural state, so to speak, you know, keeping them too close together. So these diseases spread amongst them, and the pathogens jump towards us. And the Native Americans, they didn't practice that type of animal husbandry. So they didn't develop those type of viruses. So they died off because of that. So I mean, but like I was saying, they couldn't go into Africa and do what they did. They couldn't. Not like they did over here. Not like they did over here.
I'm just looking at the Berbers, the Tuareg, the Coptic. None of these people, all these people are Arab. Man, I just want to get a DNA test of all those people that y'all calling out.
No, let me just say this, Brother Thunder. You can actually look up the Tuareg DNA. They're not Arab either. Most of the Amazigh or Amazigh are not Arab. I mean, when you look up their paternal marker, it's EM81. The human leukoantigens or the HLAs is different than Arabs. Most of those people are not Arab, believe it or not. You can look at their genetics. Matter of fact, you can type up the Tuareg and look at their DNA. You can use Wiki. It's other articles as well. But Wiki will lead you to the citations. And if you look up their DNA, they're not Arab at all. Again,
Fulani related to the Tuareg.
The Fulani, yeah, we are partially, but not fully. Yeah. Partially, the Fulani we developed in the situ only in Senegal, but before that we have another partial layer with North Africans that drift. Fulani is also recent, believe it or not. Yeah. They're not that old.
Yeah. Man, that's why they're so proliferate. I think. Right. You know what I'm saying? That's why they're everywhere.
Yeah, based off region, we can differ. Like my mother's side is from Guinea and Mauritania, and the Pula are different based off region. You know, I had a great grandmother that was from Algeria, so the Fulani can differ based off region. You know, genetically. So like when you go to Cameroon, the Fulani is different than the Fulani in Senegal.
I met an Amazigh who was black, who looked like thunder, and he wasn't Haratan either. He made it the point to let me know he wasn't.
Or Aquan, which is the word that they use for like the Tuareg have slaves. Mm-hmm. Aquan. And you're correct. All of these people are not results of slaves. They want you to believe that. That's what they promote.
Right. But that's not the case.
But Thunder, when you look it up though, the most of the Berbers, yeah, they're not Arab at all. You can look up the Arab genetics and the Amazigh genetics, and they're not Arab at all, bro.
I'm looking at Y marker.
And that
all right, here we go. Let me share this.
It's EM81.
All right, y'all can see that, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
This is this is Tuaregs.
Yep. You see that? They eat up, bro. They eat up. The J is low in them. Look at that.
Yeah, that J marker is only 3.
They're mostly African. EM78, EM81. Look at it. Look at it. Look at the numbers. They're highly indigenous. Now their mitochondrial DNA is Eurasian because they got mtDNA H.
Yeah.
They got something.
I'm H13C. Ngozi.
Really?
Yeah, I'm H13C. Yes, sir.
What the fuck? Damn, that's deep, bro.
Yeah.
You probably had a because you know you might have a Tuareg great grandmother, bro. Straight up.
I like to think that, but I think more than likely they would have came out of Spain into England or some shit. You know what I'm saying? But I like to go on that.
All right. EM81.
Yeah, H1. H13C. That's what it is.
It's powerful, bro.
Maternal is BM181. You know, like the Hazabi.
Oh damn, bro! You're not even, bro. You deep, bro. Bro, you got something like a real ancient North African component. You got H1 mtDNA with a B marker. You're not even yet positive, yo.
Yeah,
that's powerful.
I mean, it's just to imagine that somebody with that, you know, survived. You know what I'm saying? Because it had to be a man and a woman that survived it to get over here. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I was afraid when I did my DNA test because I didn't want it. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want to find out that I had a European marker on my father's side. You know, I just assumed it would be African on my mother's side. But then again, you know, my family on my mother's side is Chickahominy and Black and English. You know what I'm saying? To be honest,
that's dope. Yeah. That's dope, my brother. Part of our story, though.
Yeah, definitely.
Is this it? Is this EZ82? What is this?
Yeah, so EZ827 that developed in North Africa a long time ago. That comes from early EM35, which is E1B1B. So EZ827 is the line of what EM81 comes out of. And EM81 is very recent. EM81 is only like 3,000, 4,000 years old, the subclade mutation. The other brother group to that is EV1515, which developed in East Africa with those pastoralist groups. And the other brother group to that is EM123 that developed in the Levant when EZ827 kind of leaked out.
All right, here we go. See, we got, look, this is my point. So if EM81 is, yeah, you're saying eat up, fine, but it's still North Africa.
Right.
And I'm of the opinion, I am, that anything North African came from this peninsula, either the Arabian Peninsula or the Sinai.
Okay, you know you're not. You know that Arabian Peninsula itself is gray.
Right.
Yeah, what you're pointing at is Anatolia. That is Turkey. Like in that,
I'm not pointing at anything right now. No, I'm looking at this right here, right?
So Thunder, when you look up, I want you to compare and contrast the Arab genetics and the Tuareg genetics. Arabs are highly haplogroup J. They're different. But Arabs have also been mixing. They're not homogenous no more. Some Arabs have genetic components as a result of the slaves that was brought over there. Some of them got the old autochthonous branches of other strands of E that's been over there. And it's a difference between Hejaz and Najaz. We call it Arabia today. The term Arabia was only formed in 1940. It's Hejaz and Najaz. Most of the people in the eastern portions of Arabia is highly J. So if you look up the Arabs genetics and you look up the Tuareg genetics, it's different. In mitochondrial DNA and in paternal markers, it's different.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you about that too, and goes about the H13C. That shit blew me when I seen that shit and I looked it up.
Yeah, that's bro, that's hey man, that's powerful. That's powerful.
Yeah, man, I'm trying to understand it. And I was proud of the BM181 though, but that's pre-Bantu Africa.
Yeah, that's definitely pre-Bantu. The Bantu, when they went to Sri Lanka, most of them was either B or some clade of A, you know, which lets you know that the Bantu, some of their layers of genetics don't come from that area. It's also not as old as the more of the autochthonous earlier components that were there that you have. You know, you and Chris Rock got the same paternal marker. Chris Rock is B.
Seriously, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Damn. I feel a little different about him getting smacked in his face now.
Hey, Thunder, what you got so far? I know you're looking it up, bro.
Yeah, I see it.
I don't know what I'm looking at here.
Just a fun fact too, Thunder. You know how we like to say that Africa was named by the Romans. So is Arabia. The Romans called Arabia Felix. That's where we get it from.
When I say Arab, I'm putting everybody in the Middle East in the same boat, bro. That's what I'm doing.
They're not all the same. The Turks are definitely different.
Yeah. Iranian, even though they're culturally Arab, they're not the same as people from Arabia.
The Iranians are extremely different. They're Farsi. They are Persians.
Yeah, then
oh, you talking about culture? I'm talking about them.
No, they are different. The Persians are different. If you put them beside each other, like some Indians just bought the Arab store up the street from me, and like I was telling everybody, I said, yo, you know they Indians, and like most niggas can't tell the difference, but I can. You know what I'm saying? And they do look alike, but they look different. If you pay attention to it, if you go to Detroit, for instance, you'll see a lot of those. I forget what they call themselves in Detroit. What do they call them in Ngozi? What's the word they use? Chaldeans.
Chaldeans.
Yeah, they call themselves Chaldeans in Detroit and like in the Midwest. I heard them say it, Chaldeans. But they fucking Farsi. Persian.
Okay, I see what you're saying, Ngozi.
Now, see, you get it. You see it, Thunder. See what I'm saying? So culturally,
yeah, but where I guarantee it's got to be some that J and that Y got to be there. It's got to be a marriage there somewhere.
So what happened, Thunder, with North Africa is like with us. Like, you know how we today we're American. We have a lot of European. Our cultures. It's a hybrid cultural society that we come from, but our culture was created, recently. And that's with North Africa. Those people are not Arabs genetically high, even though they do have some in some layers it could be higher than others, but culturally they are Arab, not genetically.
Damn that. I'm saying I think those people from the Middle East migrated to North Africa. That's what I believe.
Well, people been migrating from the Middle East to North Africa for over 30,000 years.
Of course.
And the thing about the Middle East is, it's just like Africa. They had diversity, even though there's been a lot of bottleneck and different things. And population.
I don't see a diversity in Serbia. I don't see a diversity in Turkey. I don't see a diversity in Egypt.
It's not.
I don't see a diversity nowhere.
It's not as genetically diverse as Africa. But what I'm saying is that in the Middle East, you have different phases. So, for example, you look at the people in Lebanon. Lebanon or Lebanese people have a high component of E over there. Even with Ashkenazi Jews, even though the Ashkenazis are highly Central Eastern European, they do have a component that came from the Levant a long time ago. The highest paternal marker of Ashkenazi Jews, even though they're highly Eastern European, but paternally, the highest marker that they have is J. The second layer is E. They do have layers of E that was roaming over there for a long time. And then you start to find R. So what I'm saying is that there is diversity, even though people may look alike and the culture is similar, because when the Arabs took over, Arabs just didn't invade Africa. They invaded all of the Middle East and portions of Africa. So even though these people are culturally Arab today, they are not the population that invaded or dominated. You get what I'm trying to say?
And also you got to look at the Turks. You got to look at the Turks when the Turks took over Constantinople in 1453. And they didn't come from Anatolia originally. The people in Anatolia were Greek-speaking people prior to the Persian intervention. Before the Persian intervention, and later the Seljuk Turks in that area. But those people in Serbia and all that shit, they basically the same people as the Turks. They're the same people from a genetic standpoint.
I think all of them the same.
I mean, even the Slavs. I mean, they're pretty much. I mean, I think that all non-Africans are pretty much the same, regardless of how they.
And the thing is, brother, Kudo, you're right. Most non-Africans are less diverse than Africans.
Yeah, they are the same. I look at all of them.
Human beings spent more time in Africa to be diverse. Yep. Not to mention earlier phases of back migrations, and all that plays a role in African diversity compared to the population that left out. It was only a small population that left out, or non-Africans that left out.
70,000 people, right? That's an estimate that I read before. And isn't it true that human beings have been in Africa longer than they've been up everywhere else?
Bro, Homo sapiens has spent more time in Africa
anywhere else.
Absolutely longer than anywhere else. Absolutely. I mean, not even just that. Even our earliest hominid ancestors, the earliest human ancestors outside of our species of human, Homo erectus, that evolved into Homo antecessor, which evolved into Homo heidelbergensis, which evolved into Homo rhodesian man in Africa.
Yeah, like all great apes are from Africa, including the orangutan. But they went into Asia and formed their own group. But all great apes and human beings are great apes.
Cujo.
Oh, damn. Human beings are great apes.
Human beings are great apes?
Yes.
All right. I'm gonna let you have that, bro.
We are.
I ain't finna even mess with you on that.
We are.
I
don't. We don't like that, but it's the truth.
That's a whole nother ball game.
Yeah, we're more kin to chimpanzees than the chimpanzee is kin to gorillas.
Yeah, I'm gonna let you do your thing on that one. But this is what I'm gonna say.
All great ape species come from Africa, and we are great apes.
Yeah, we are a type of great ape.
Yeah, I'm gonna let y'all have that.
We don't like that one.
I'm gonna let you have. I ain't even comment, though. Don't put me in that one. I'm gonna stay out of that.
I get shut down all the time when I say that shit.
No, I ain't stopping. I'm saying I ain't even argue with you on that. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, we are great apes.
Oh, let me see this. This is. Let's look at this right here.
Hey, Thunder, type up the article. It's a scientific article. Type up modern Egyptians are not genetically Arab. It's an article. You can type that out. You can look that up if you get a chance.
They aren't genetically Arab?
Yeah. Type up modern Egyptians are not genetically Arab.
I'm not fit. Okay, let's do this. Oh, let me turn this off. Let's play this right quick, man. I'm not finna have the volume up and none out there. I just want y'all to see what I'm looking at. Hold on one second. What an app share screen. All right. I'm not gonna play it. I'm just gonna go through, so y'all will see what I'm seeing, right? So this guy's from Egypt. You see his name down there, whatever his name, right? Modern Egyptian. 58% Middle Easterner, right? That's Middle East. 27%, 28% North African, 6% Nigerian, and everything else, right? Mm-hmm. When I'm looking at these things, bro, I don't know what you look at that.
So, yeah, right? I seen that guy. I seen him before, and
right.
It's a lot of. If you type up, it's a lot of Egyptians that took DNA tests, and this guy, to be honest with you, had a high component of Middle Eastern. But see, 23andMe includes Arabia and North Africa as one. If you look up the data, so what I'm saying is that it's a lot of people like this dude. He's highly Middle Easterner compared to other Egyptians that took the DNA test. But
Look at this. Arab, Egyptian, Levantine, 97%.
Because they're pooling it all together.
So yeah,
they're pooling Egypt.
See his DNA. It says 59.8% Coptic Egyptian.
Yeah.
23% Egyptian.
Yeah.
Cairo. You see that? Then it goes down. It say 3.0% Levantine. The Arab Peninsula is only 0.8%. The Iranian Caucasian is only 0.3%. If you look at this dude's DNA, look at it said Western Asian and North Africa.
Yeah, but what is Egyptian DNA?
I mean, you mean how do they look?
No. Why are they saying he's 60% Coptic Egyptian and 23%? That is what, 83%?
Yeah, so the thing is, bro, is that now I want you to I'm glad you're doing this, Brother Thunder. Now I want you to you can go to Wiki and look up the Coptic DNA. And this is what's going on. The Coptics are more closer to the earlier layer of ancient Egyptian than modern phases. Again, this DNA proves that the Egyptians' DNA differ based off region. So again, you got the Coptic Egyptian component that's more autochthonous, and you have the later Egyptian component. And then when you get past the later Egyptian component, you start to look at the other layers that makes that up. Now
I'm looking at ancient Coptic Egyptian modern. That's what I'm looking at.
Right. And what I'm saying is there's a slight difference between the Coptic Egyptians and the typical Egyptian. It differs based off region. The Coptic Egyptians have a more autochthonous component. You get what I'm saying? Even though at the clinal level, they're both the same. But this dude don't have that much Arab in him. Look at his Arab Peninsula. It's only 0.8%.
No, what I'm saying, when I say Arab, I'm talking about Middle East. I said that before. I'm talking about people ain't got nothing. Middle East. Yeah, so my theory is, like I said, Middle Easterners through those peninsulas to North Africa. That's what I'm saying.
Like saying that you go to Nigeria and they're all black. whereas they could be Igbo and they could be Hausa, but they're all black. It's like saying that they're the same. They're not the same.
Hey,
I think that there's.
I want to say this, man, my brother, because I'm really getting tired of brother Mike is a racist. This nigga's anti.
Oh, he is.
No, I'm gonna tell you something. He's really uneducated, and I'm gonna say this right quick.
Who is Mike? Is he in the chat?
Yeah, he in the chat, but he never comes on the
talk. Me and him was going at that nigga all night.
Yeah, and I watch him on Phoenician 7-7 shit. I watch him in Chief X shit. It's like he's smashing people. This is what I'm trying to say. You know, this bullshit. This dude.
So he's a white guy?
No, he's a North African. But this is what I'm trying to say. This nigga believes that sub-Saharan Africans set their ass around, and the only time we will move is when Arabs or Europeans moved us. He's very fucking pseudo, and his mind is very small. Again, this is why I embrace America, because America got most of this data and the information. This nigga reading articles halfway, and all he keeps saying is sub-Saharan. They don't have sub-Saharan African. Now, I want y'all to look this shit up so this nigga can shut the fuck up, bro. Sub-Saharan African DNA, a lot of that shit is an admixture too. Not to mention, when it comes to the Coptics, if you guys look up the Coptics, right, go to the DNA. Coptic people have 15% haplogroup B. Where the fuck did that come from? And they also have a high level of J. So if you go to the modern day Coptics and look at their DNA, these people don't know what the fuck they talking about, bro. And I'm trying to get this dude to go live with me so we can have a conversation. He don't want to do it because he claims he don't speak English that good. But this dude he's only on here. He's a fan of pseudo killers. You can tell. But he only get on here to antagonize black people.
Yep.
Like we trying to steal Egyptian culture. Nigga, we made Egyptian hot. Them niggas in Egypt wasn't thinking about no fucking ancient.
They weren't thinking about
it. Did that, yo.
Yeah, but we still steal it. That's like saying that's like saying that the Hebrew Israelites stole them folks' culture, and then you had them white boys fight back. Like, look, no, man, get on about your business. Y'all ain't no Jews. So I mean, to me, it's the same thing he's saying.
Yeah, but it's not the same, because if you
why is it not the same?
Because even if you're dealing with the Jews, that's a much more recent phenomenon than the ancient Egyptians. You know, you can almost. I don't believe that the white Europeans are actually Jews.
First of all, Mike, you're not correcting shit, nigga. You can't teach me shit about science, you goofy motherfucker. I know this shit, so you calm the fuck down. I don't even think you know Ngozi background. I'm not a nigga pretending like I got a degree in biology. This shit for real, motherfucker. I'm not stupid, nigga. No. I just want to say this because he said he correct. You're not correcting shit. Most of them articles you say you fucking read, I done read that shit, nigga. You ain't correcting shit. And for now on, nigga, I'm at your ass, bro, because I see what the fuck you doing. Check the fuck up. You don't know what you're talking about, bro. With your
Let's do this. We got 94% Egyptian, right? We got 4% Coptic Egyptian. Look at him. The dude is from the Middle East, man. I don't care what nobody else. The dude is from the Middle East.
I mean, but you could easily look at him and say he's Hispanic if you want to.
Well, you might could do that.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. You're just dealing with a mixture.
Hey, bro, listen. This nigga Mike is a pseudo, and I'm gonna make sure I tell motherfucking I'm all his troll accounts.
Let me look at this Mike cat. Let me see what's going on.
Mike can tell you bring your ass on here and start talking. Your ass is a pseudo, nigga. You ain't correcting shit. And everybody in the chats know that you scared of me. That's why you claim you don't speak English. You scared. And if you're not, get on the chat right now.
I think I like Mike already. He antagonistic. Let me see. Mike, what's his Mike Makija?
Yeah, but he's scared to get on, Thunder. He can't prove his premise. He can't prove his case. Get your ass on here right now, nigga. The shit open.
And see, but the thing is, what he don't realize is we're not on here claiming that we come from Egypt and all that shit. That ain't even our claim. We're not saying.
Hell no. Fuck Egypt and fuck North Africa, nigga. Yeah, hey, look. I'm 6% North African. Fuck that DNA in me. I embrace the Irish shit more than North Africa. I don't nobody give a fuck about North Africa. Fuck Morocco. Fuck Egypt and fuck all that shit. Don't nobody claim that shit, nigga. I'm black. I'm an African, nigga. Fuck out of here.
Like you said, they won't claim in this shit. They was Muhammad Pasha. They was claiming to be part of these Turks and shit, just like the confused people in the Moorish Science Temple. They were doing that shit, wearing fezzes and shit. They were doing that shit. Even when they were Coptic, they were pretending to be fucking Greeks. Come on, man. That was one of the last bastions of the Roman Empire. Egypt.
Blackline, what's up, man? I ain't talking Blackline in a minute.
I want Mike to get on, bro. That's what I want.
Mike, hey, Let me see. Do I have the? Can I do the link thing? Who can do the link? Who the man?
Hey, this nigga, he say he don't speak English, but the other day he was talking
Man,
about
we ain't talking
basketball.
about that.
He
Yeah,
talking
you
about
can't.
Steph Curry and shit. Fuck out of here.
How can I do? Okay, I get. Let me. I don't know how to share the link, though.
That would be on you. You was on here before both of us. When Ngozi was on here first.
Yeah, he was. Edit window. Yeah, I don't know how to do it. I don't know. I would love for that young man to come on.
I'm looking up. I'm going up the chat now.
Hey, Thunder, I'm telling you, bro, this dude is racist. A lot of them North Africans is racist. He can say
ain't nothing wrong with that, man. We racist too.
Yeah, I'm not.
Yes, racist. You in Virginia. Stop. You just talking about ain't no white people in Virginia in Richmond, man. Stop.
No, that don't mean that I hate white people.
I ain't saying you hate white people. You're racist.
I'm not racist.
Not the same thing.
Well, I would say this. I'm practicing not to be racist. And
right, I think you are racist.
My racism would be just like most Americans would be against.
I just said that. No,
but I'm not racist. Bias is not necessarily against white people.
No, you're not. You're not
against black people. Now
you gotta understand what a racist. A racist is a person who feel that their race is superior to another. You are a racist.
I'm not. I don't believe black people are superior to anybody. I really don't. I think that's stupid. I don't even believe in the concept of a black race at all. There's no such thing as a black race.
I agree with that. Yeah, I agree. I don't believe in racism or none of that stuff. I've been said that like 10 times on this, so everybody knows what I meant.
I think that, like, if you say that white people made the first airplane, I would say a white person made the first airplane, not white people. White people don't have nothing to do with the white person that made it. That person being white has nothing to do with it. So I don't believe in race at all. I don't. But it's something that I have to practice because I grew up in a racist society. So I agree with you on that. But now I don't have any I don't think that like black people are better. I think that my people are the shit. I don't think nobody better than us.
Well, there you go, man. You're a racist.
That's called esprit de corps. You know what I'm saying? That's spirit of the body. That's something that I have.
Nah, that is racism. That's what that is. That's racism. You put lipstick on a pig, bro.
I think that black Americans should go through a time of being racist against.
Okay, fine. That's good. Hey, I'm not hating on that. My whole point is we all racist.
I don't need it anymore. Some people do, and I'm not down on anyone who does. But I've been thoroughly raised in a racist household my whole life. You know what I'm saying? Like,
there you go. That's it.
Look. Like, for instance, I couldn't have liked the Dallas Cowboys because cowboy was looked at as something that white people do.
I don't know what racism is. Okay, let's look at the definition of racism. I just told them what it was, right?
Yeah, I disagree.
Let's see.
I disagree with that.
You disagree with my definition?
I disagree with the definition of it.
Oh, okay.
Whatever you say.
I like this nigga, and then the nigga keep repeating the same shit. He said, "Is Natufian sub-Saharan?" Who the fuck say that stupid shit? This dude is fucking slow, bro. He asks the same question every time. Is the Natufian sub-Saharan Africans? Is this? Okay. Shut the fuck up, bro.
My definition for racism was a belief that your race is superior to another. Is that what I said, Cujo?
Yeah, what you said, brother.
All right. A belief that race is a fundamental determinant of human traits and capacities that the racial differences produce an inherent superiority of a particular race. That is racism.
I don't believe that. See, I don't believe that.
That's a ridiculous. Just the definition is ridiculous.
I don't believe that. Like the very first sentence, a belief that a race is a fundamental determinant of
human traits and capacities. That's retarded.
It's ridiculous, right? Like black people think that we can dance because we're black. That's bullshit.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, but we believe it though. That's racist. I don't believe that either.
Bro, I'm not going to say something and I'm wrong. Now you ridiculous. You may disagree, but I know what racism is, bro. And that junk do not exist. It's never existed. There has never been a race, a fundamental determinant of human traits and capacities, and that racial differences produce an inherent superiority of a particular race. That has never been in existence ever.
Thunder, all of us on here that's scientifically literate know that race doesn't exist and race is a social construct. So the idea of one group of people being superior over the other is completely pseudo. Whether it comes from Eurocentrics or Afrocentrics, that's completely pseudo. You know,
no, I just had my rant against the chat like you did. So I just, that's my one little rant. Yeah.
Yeah. I just want Mike to get on because I'm really tired of this dude. Like he get on, he say the same shit. And then he keep bringing up Caucasian, like Caucasoids don't differ, especially the more earlier gracile Caucasoid morphology compared to the more neo-Caucasoid. He don't know shit. Like this dude is fucked up, bro.
And he's basing everything off of some tired-ass science by Frederick von Blumenbach, who wanted to identify with goddamn Georgian skulls because he thought they were the most attractive skulls. That's it. That's where we get Caucasian from. White people aren't Caucasian. There's absolutely no proof that they're Caucasian.
I'm going to the European black line. Stop, man. What you okay? Now Merriam-Webster is European propaganda. Come on, man. What you doing, black line? You better than that, black line. You got to stop.
Well, Stephen Hawking said that racism is believing that the human species can be broken down into races. I agree with that definition.
What'd you say? That
the human species can be broken down into separate races. That's what racism is. And I believe that. I wrote with that.
Who said that?
Stephen Hawkins. I'm paraphrasing.
Hawkins?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a power with Hawkins.
Yeah. I mean, that make a lot of sense. He said racism is the belief that the human beings can be broken down into racial groups. I agree with that. So, like, I don't believe in race at all. I don't.
But I want to say this right quick. I just want to say this right quick to this stupid ass motherfucker, Mike. I'm gonna call you that. I don't say that Somali. I don't. I just want to say this. I do not say that the Somalis are Ibero-Mauritians, nigga. I said that if you want to use a base population as an example of what they look like, they would have looked similar to Ibero-Mauritians. Why? They had the allele for straight jet black hair. This nigga keep bringing up silky hair like on some. I ain't even gonna go there, bro. Anyway, what I mean by that is that morphologically speaking, the Somali is a combination between early North African Levantines that drifted down there a long time ago that look very similar to what they look like now. And the earliest population of East African hunter-gatherers were not Negroid in morphology with the protruding mandibular. When you look up the phenotype of these people, when they look up Malta or the population that was in Gamble's cave, when you look at the reconstruction, they look very similar to Maasai people, those early Proto-Omotic people. So what I'm trying to say is that when we think about early North Africa, I want to ask y'all this question on here. When you think about early North Africa, the component of ancient North Africans who look very distinct from modern North Africans and the population that back migrated, bringing back U6, when you combine that together, 30,000 to 10,000 years ago, when Ibero-Maurusians wandered the land until the Capsians came in, they would have not looked shit like you, dude, at all. They did not look shit like you. And if you want to use an example of what they look like, I didn't say the Somalis was that, nigga. I said they resemble something like Somali. And if everybody look up the recent reconstruction of an Ibero-Maurusian or the Kifians, Kiffian, it clearly shows what these people look like. And that reconstruction of one of the artist's depictions, he looked very similar to a Somali. Not saying the Somali is them. This nigga retarded, bro.
Leave him alone, man. Bigotry? Okay, Black Line said that's bigotry. Let's look at bigotry.
He was getting on niggas' nerves though, man. Because he just wouldn't
leave Mike alone, man.
He's one of them niggas who won't answer your question. You know what I'm saying? But he'll just keep on like stating the same bullshit, like Ngozi said, just over and over, the same thing. But he don't want to answer your question because he's used to black people attacking him and calling him a caveman and all that bullshit. He ain't getting that from us. You know what I'm saying? He ain't gonna get that from us. We'll break your ass down.
Man, I've been beating this nigga Mike up every time he get his goofy ass on. I beat the fuck out of him, slapping him around. And all he keeps saying is, Ngozi is this same shit. He gets slapped the fuck around. And Cujo was just beating him up. Every time he get on, he gets slapped around. And then he's so slow. You know, like I told y'all, a lot of North Africans are not that smart. I'm letting y'all know that shit now. They're not scientifically literate. This dumb motherfucker gonna say, Ngozi is this. He asks the same questions over and over again. He don't even realize how much he get beat the fuck up. And he'll go somewhere else and say he corrected y'all in the back chats. He go on cheap X shit, going there talking about some, yeah, I was in there beating them up. You wasn't beating shit up. You was beating up niggas that don't know. You talking to the wrong nigga when it come to me, bro. Get your goofy ass on.
Black Line, bigotry is based around prejudice, man. It's based around discrimination. It's not the same thing as racism. Obstinate or unreasonable attachment to a belief, opinion, or faction. In particular, prejudice against a person or people on the basis of their membership of a particular group. That's bigotry, man. That is not racism. What you guys be talking about is not racism. It's bigotry. All right? Quit being pseudo black line. Racism is the belief that your race or a race is superior, can be superior to another race in anything. That's racism. Get it right, man. I'm just trying to help you out, black line. Don't be mad at me, bro. I still love you.
Hey, all right, man. I gotta check out. I forgot, man. Tomorrow, today is the summer solstice. I always get up with the sun.
The summer solstice. Yeah. What is that?
It's today at like 5:40 something. That's when the sun gonna rise. The longest day of the year. You know, you gotta reckon. I'm a farmer. You know what I'm saying?
I thought there was pseudo killers, man. That's pseudo.
No, the summer solstice.
Yeah, that sound a little pseudo to me. It's a day longer than the other. So with it 24 or 25 hours? What is it? Well, how long the day is?
More daylight. It's more daylight.
More daylight?
Yeah, it's more daylight on the either the 21st or the 20th of June. It falls between those 2 days. It's called, the summer's a real thing. It's called the summer solstice. It happens every year. You have one in December, it's called the winter solstice. And in the spring, you have what's called the spring equinox. You have an autumn equinox as well, but it's that varies a bit more. But no, the summer solstice is a real thing, and it's today.
Okay. Yeah, you a farmer, man? Yeah, that's good. That's what's up.
Yeah. I got corn. Well, I like to say maize now. Maize, okra, cantaloupes, watermelon, peas, a bunch of squash and shit. And it's legal here now, so I just leave it at that. You know what I'm saying? I got some of that growing out there too. So yeah, I just got to get up with my plants, man. So I appreciate y'all allowing me on the platform. Big up Virginia, big up Thunder, big up Ngozi as always, bro. Love y'all, man. Y'all
hey man, don't Virginia get that don't tread on me? Ain't that Virginia or that's Delaware?
Actually, it did start in Virginia, the don't tread on me with the snake. Yeah, we got it on our license plate. I got it on mine.
Man, you need to have that one. That's the one I like. I don't like that what you got up on that wall.
The license plate. It's yellow. Yeah, that's the license plate they got. Don't tread on me.
That's what I like. Don't tread on me. That's the one. That's
white people.
That's the hardest motto probably in the country. Yeah, like don't mess with Texas. I like that one too.
Yeah, don't mess with Texas is cool.
Yeah, I like that.
It's kind of corny, because it's all on the highway telling you not to litter and shit. I was stationed down there. Don't mess with Texas. You know what I'm saying? I get it, but yeah. Don't tread on me. That's hard with the snake.
Yeah, hard. Yeah, with the snake.
Yeah, that's what
so I give you some symbolism. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that shit hard. That shit hard. But you have these pseudo ass niggas. They'll try to tell you. That was a Moorish symbol, right? That's what man.
What? What's a Moorish symbol? The snake?
Yeah. They said that they took that from us, and that's a man. And I grew up in that shit, so I remember hearing all that shit when I was young, and just to grow up, to get about 15 years old and see how ridiculous it was. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is, though. Big up to the Moors.
Shout out to you, Cujo, man. Yeah, good to meet you, bro. We'll definitely chop it up. But Ngozi, Mike calling you out again, man.
No, he's a coward. And
he said was the whatever this is, the Zuzana.
Yeah,
and the Natufian sub-Saharan African. Were they?
No, they were not sub-Saharan African. You can look at the genetics and the population they talk about that comes from the Zuzana people that he speaks of look nothing like his goofy ass. One of the oldest reconstructions was the Oasa skull that they found. They look nothing like them. They look more close to the people in Sri Lanka or people in and they look like, not saying it's them, look like people in Sri Lanka or people that's in Bangladesh. They were dark, tall, with straight hair and thicker brows. And when they went into North Africa, they looked nothing like him. So no one says they were sub-Saharan African. Dark skin does not equate to sub-Saharan Africa. Most Homo sapiens were darker skinned in the beginning. So that's something totally different. And sub-Saharan Africans have a lot of recent traits. A lot of it is recent tropical adaptation. So the reason why you don't have a lot of sub-Saharan African components in ancient records is because it didn't exist in ancient times compared to what happens now. Evolution does not stop. Mutations is consistent. So what we see today in tropical, so like for example, Uwe Elahu that they found in Nigeria, he was distantly more connected to Aborigine Australians. But then when they looked at the Ashango fossils that was a little south, they were more similar to populations that you find in Adam and Eve's groups, which show that these are tropical adaptations. So the reason why sub-Saharan things is recent is because it didn't exist in ancient times. So no, that answers his question. And I wrote that shit in the chat. Another thing that this idiot keep asking, he just keep asking the same shit. He said something about was they sub-Saharan? You don't even know what the fuck do you mean by sub-Saharan? You know, it's really frustrating, bro. Oh no, he brought up haplogroup E. Haplogroup E is postulated to have, I'm talking about the earliest EM96. If we follow the phylogenetic tree, the Tyrian culture that existed in North Africa that dispersed out of Northeast Africa was only haplogroup A, layers of A, B, and CTM168 where we come from. It's North African CTM168 that drifted off and became Eurasian Adam. From M168, he gave rise to CF and DE. A parallel group of DE possibly migrated back into Africa through Arabia and developed somewhere and it used Ethiopia near Eritrea as an incubator to become more diversified as it crosses back through from Arabia. And at this time, 70,000 years ago, when EM96 first developed, they looked nothing like populations that exist in the Arabian Peninsula now. They would have looked close to what Africans are. They would have been dark, they would have had curlier hair, and they would have not looked nothing like modern populations. Let's get that shit out the way. So even if EM96 did come from Eurasia 70,000 years ago, that's not what Eurasians look like. Hell, Adam and Eve people could be classified as Eurasians. Eurasian does not mean white or fair skin. That's some stupid shit this nigga saying. And again, that's postulation, because based off recent findings of haplogroup DO, EM96 could have developed in North Africa 70,000 years ago, where DE split from, because they found the recent findings of haplogroup DO. So it's still an argument where haplogroup E developed from. And for any nigga to come on acting like they certain, including myself, is a problem, and it's unscientific. That's why I always say EM96 possibly developed in early Green Arabia or early North Africa 70,000 years ago. But we do know for a fact, like I asked Razib Khan, where did Basal Eurasians split from? They split from North Africans, which was those Assyrian groups. And that just answers this idiot's question.
I think you and Mike will have a real good, I don't know, whoever, either y'all or Garfield, somebody, yeah, that would be good, man. I like Mike, he coming back. I don't know if what he's saying is true. I don't know, but I just like the back and forth is pretty cool.
Yeah, but the idiot just said was haplogroup D is in Japan. Yes,
right. It is in Japan.
Yes, it went into Japan, but guess what? The earliest ancestor of it don't come from Japan. They migrated over there. Just like one group went back into Africa, another group went further east into Asia. What the fuck does that mean? And guess what? The early D's that was in Japan look similar to the Adam and Eve people. The Adam and Eve people, the Ungai people, are classified. Look up Paleo-Mongoloid or Ungai people. They were dark skinned. They look nothing like that. It's when the Austronesian people start coming down from Northeast Asia, they start mixing autosomally. So yeah, they have haplogroup D, but guess what? That original D didn't look like the population that you see there now. The Adam and Eve group or the Ungai group were isolated on those islands as they crossed south. He don't know shit. This is how stupid these niggas is, bro. So just because D is in Japan, what does that mean? It don't mean it come from there. What the fuck? It don't mean it come from there.
And the ancient Egyptians with no Somali. I agree with you, Mike. I got you on that one. I'm with Mike.
But
the Egyptians were always fair skinned.
He's lying. Listen, Thunder.
Arabs.
When you go to Thunder, listen, he's lying. When you go to Luxor, look up people in Luxor, they could be your color, they could be my color. All Egyptians are not fair skinned. And another thing, no one is saying that the Somali is also recent. The Somali is a combination between ancient North African pastoralists that were related to the pre-Proto-Neolithic B group, who was slightly Levantine, North African in component, and they're also related to those East African hunter-gatherers. So no one is saying that the Egyptians or the Somalis are Egyptians. But what the Somali do have is a marker that's similar to the Egyptians, The Egyptians is EM78. The Somali is EM78, but the Somali is more EV32, and the modern Egyptians is EV12. EM78 moved in 4 phases. It moved in EV12, EV32, EV22, and EV13. So what I'm saying is the Somali has a component that comes from an early North African layer. No one is saying that the Somalis is Egyptians. You got to be a stupid motherfucker to say some shit like that. What I say is that the Somali is a great example of what early North Africans look like. But you have to think, it's just like with a Puerto Rican, right? In evolution, you can have conversion evolution. In conversion evolution, you can have 2 separate organisms that go through the same selective pressures and come up with the same results. Like, for example, a bet and a bird. A bet is a mammal, but it can fly. So when you deal with conversion evolution, once you dissect it and sequence it, it can be completely far off, but it looks the same on the surface. A lot of Hispanics, Puerto Ricans, and Dominicans look like people in North Africa. But when you get into the genetics, they're different. Your sequences are different. What's going on? First of all, Hispanics have a high level of Mediterranean DNA that came from Spain. And some of that Spaniard blood is related to those portions of people that migrated into North Africa, those Anatolian farmers. Then you look at the climate of the tropical ranges of Latin America. Then you look at the other attributed components that's up to them. So what I'm saying is that when you look at and understand conversion evolution, I'm not saying the Somalis are Egyptians. What I'm saying is that a lot of those earlier North Africans look like that. And again, all Egyptians are not fair skinned. He's a racist piece of shit. He wants you to believe. He wants you to believe that these Aryan looking ass North Africans is the original Africans, and they're not. This nigga's a combination.
Oh no, he don't believe that. No,
yes, he do. Yes, he do. He thinks that if you listen to his argument, this dumbass dude believe that dark skin is a result. Like he keep talking about Neolithic, late Neolithic. He keep bringing that shit up as if everybody in the late Neolithic looked the same in North Africa. He's a racist, bro, and he believes that North Africa was a bunch of Aryan looking motherfuckers. He's stupid. him and that bitch Phoenician 77. All the motherfuckers the same, yo.
Who is that?
It's a racist bitch named Phoenician 77 who he runs with. He say he don't agree with her, but I see him in her chats. And the reason why they like Brother X, Chief X, is because Chief X is going against the conscious community. So it's not that they really like him. They just like to hear a brother put down other people.
Yeah.
That's what they like to hear. They getting off on watching a brother put down on his own people publicly. This is why they're rooting for him. They ain't rooting for him because they like him. Shit, these motherfuckers full of shit.
All right, bigotry has nothing to do with racism. I don't know where you all are get Blackline and the other guy, whoever it was. Bigotry is synonymous with prejudice, not racism. Racism is the thought that your race is superior to another based on X, Y, or Z. That is not prejudice, discrimination, or bigotry. It's not. Get your definition straight. This is the pseudo killers. Come on, man. Y'all making this stuff up. Blackline telling me to go to a blog and all this other crap. I'm not doing that. Bigotry is synonymous with prejudice. Prejudice is prejudge. Based on what? Exactly. Fill in the blank. That is what bigotry is. When you don't like a person based on X, Y, Z. That is prejudice. Racism is you believe that your race is superior to another based on X, Y, Z. It's a fact, man. I'm reading it from you, man. I don't know what else to tell you. Y'all quit calling me. The last thing I am is pseudo when I'm reading it on the screen. Now, at a certain point, you got to just kind of face the fact that you've been under the impression that racism is what it is for the last 40, 50 years of your life, and you've been wrong. Just stand corrected, man, and move on with life. That's it. Hey, Mike. Hey, why don't you jump? Mike, you need to jump on, man. I think y'all have a real good build. Stop going to the basic BS definition. Blackline, what definition will? Oh, Jesus Christ! What definition am I supposed to go to? Oh boy. When come on, man. Like, what are we doing? What is a bigot? Let's do this, man. Let's do this. All right, let me share. Come on, guys. Y'all just gotta stop, man. Just stop. Stop fighting. It's okay. Black people were never in Egypt, man. It's okay. Just stop. The fact of having and expressing strong, unreasonable beliefs and disliking other people who have different beliefs or a different way of life. That go right back to what the man was just talking about with culture. You dislike the person based off their culture, based on the way they do things. That is bigotry. The fact of having and expressing strong, unreasonable beliefs and disliking other people who have different beliefs or a different way of life. If you're a Democrat and you hate a Republican, you are a bigot. You're not a racist. It's ridiculous. If you're a Republican and you hate a Democrat, you are a bigot. If you're a blood and you hate a Crip, you are a bigot, not a racist. They're not the same. Come on, man. Stop. Jesus Christ.
Hey,
come on, man. Go ahead. Yeah, you got it.
I hope we can get this nigga Mike to come on, bro.
Yeah, I do too, man. That'll be real cool.
Because I'm gonna say it, man. He's a coward. He's scary. He sit his ass up all day and antagonize black people. This nigga's a coward, bro. I want to say that publicly. Until he get his scary ass on here, he's woofing. He's a bot. You know what I'm saying? That's what the fuck he is. Like, why won't you get your ass up here, bro? Just like that bitch Phoenician 77. I wanted to be that racist ass bitch. She's racist, bro. Her and a few of these other motherfuckers, bro. Get y'all ass on here publicly so you can get embarrassed so I can slay your ass, yo. The data's there. You know, then he keep bringing up, he wants you to believe that sub-Saharan Africans was primitive and haplogroup E carrier man went down there, and this is why we have basically.
That's why he bringing up the man darker.
Yeah, he's also bringing up, like, he keep asking, was haplogroup E in sub-Saharan Africa?
Yeah.
What do you mean? Haplogroup E probably developed in early Eastern Sub-Saharan Africa, if not early Green Arabia, south of Arabia, where it was tropical 70,000 years ago. So again, when you ask that question, we know that it used Ethiopia as an incubator, and Ethiopia is classified as Sub-Saharan Africa, south of the Sahara, and we know that it uses Ethiopia as an incubator before dispersing back into multiple areas. So when you say that, you're trying to insult blacks, like, you know, niggas as a result of Eurasian man. Like Eurasian man and a toxinous primitive sub-Saharan African group that was primarily A and B or AO mtDNA. That's what he's believing. That's what he wants to insinuate. That's what the race is insinuating. Stupid motherfucker. So just because haplogroup E wasn't south of the Sahara 8,000 years ago does not mean it's not African. It still was in North Africa a long time ago. It probably developed in North Africa. And when those men went south, they didn't look like you. When they went south, they did not look like you.
Mike, he's not slow, man. I'm not gonna let you do that. One thing Ngozi is not, he is not slow. He's the most quickest guy. He has these things in the chain. He's been doing this for years, man. He got them locked and loaded, Mike.
Hey, Thunder, he know I'm not slow. The nigga was just rooting for me. The nigga was just rooting for me when I was semi-agreeing with some of the scientific data that he promote when he not on bullshit. He was just rooting. I like brother Ngozi. I may not agree with anything, but this and that. This nigga know I ain't slow. He full of shit. But I would say, but I will call you slow until you get your ass on here, because I see what you're doing. Well, Thunder, I appreciate you for allowing me to come on.
Same, man. I'm about to go. I'm about to log off because I'm tired of talking that yang the black line because he's slow and I don't want to even keep on messing with him tonight.
Well, man, I appreciate you, my good brother Thunder, and hopefully we can keep going on. But when you get a chance, Thunder, look up. When you get a chance, you're correct when you say that these people are Arabs culturally, even though there's distinction between, you know, the culture of Saudi Arabia and the populations in North Africa. But genetically, I wouldn't call them overall Arab. But I know you have your own vision of what is. And I would also say here that dark skin or light skin does not make one lesser African than the other. And that's what racists try to promote. You know,
I agree with that.
They try to promote that the true African is dark skinned and a lighter African is a result of something that invaded. And it didn't happen in that sense. And if we deal with Nina Jablonski or people that deal with like the skin map and we understand climate, when you go into North Africa, especially towards the Mediterranean or a place like Egypt that's a transcontinental country, it wouldn't make sense for an African to look like, you know, populations south of Sudan, Dinka and neurotype. It'll make sense because of the way the ultraviolet radiation expresses itself, that the Homo sapien would tend to be more lighter and brown skin tone. So just because you're lighter skin does not mean that you were a result of somebody that came in and invaded. Or even if you do have some back migrating DNA, it doesn't mean that you're less African, especially if some of these people have been in Africa longer than Native Americans crossed the land bridge. So they're completely African. That's all I wanted to say, my brother.
There it is. We gone. Love y'all, man. Y'all be kind. You know what I'm saying? I know it's Pride Month. I don't believe in that crap, but do your thing, man. Especially you, Black Line. This Black, what do you say? Thunder, how did a slow person beat you? Don't enter the debate. Stop lying, Trump boy. Hey, you call me a Trump boy all you want. You want Trump right now, don't you? You miss Trump, don't you, Black Line? You know you miss him right now, boy. You regret voting for that idiot. This boy can't even ride a bike. You regret voting for that dumb idiot, not don't you? Hey, Black Line. Hey, shout out to Joe Biden, man. That's my guy. That's my guy. Joe Biden was he listen. You black people voted for him. I see. Look at the black agenda. Where that black agenda at? Hey, did he? Hey, Black Line. I know you're on the West Coast. Hey, he talked to Ice Cube yet? Hey, he went over there and talked to Ice Cube yet, Black Line? When he gonna talk to Ice Cube? There you go, Rams. There you go. Trump 2024, baby. Y'all, when y'all gonna wake up? Quit voting Democrat, you idiots. What's wrong with you? Y'all the reason why. This boy can't even ride a bike. Hey, Mike, you got to stop trolling so hard, man. Because listen, man, Ngozi don't ever get off his square, and you got that man off his square tonight. I don't like that, bro. You got to quit, Mike. You got to quit, bro. Stop it. Stop it. Ngozi is a good man, and he don't need to be. Nah, we don't need to get down like that, man. You need to log. You need to come on the channel next time. I'm gonna text Chef. Reach out to Sheffer, man. Get his email. Get him your email, Mike. We gotta hook y'all up. Nobody else on the panel. Just you and Ngozi going back and forth. For real, man. Come on, Mike. Holla at Chef. Bro, what is talking to a rapper going to do for our people? You sound retarded. All right, this is what I want you to do. Go look up Steve Harvey, right? Black Line. You remember Steve Harvey had that joint in Trump Tower? He recently discussed what happened in that meeting. He recently discussed it now. Google it right now. Put in Steve Harvey Trump. He just talked about it. He said, man, that man was finna hook up with Ben Carson to do some initiatives in Detroit. That's what he went up there and do. And guess what? He got him off the ground, bro. Mess around with Trump. Where is the black agenda at? This nigga is finna, he is finna cause the demise. Do you understand that right here in Atlanta, Georgia, the gas is $4.69, $4.79? Black line. $4.79, bro. You know, a pack of chicken wings costs $26 right here in Georgia. Right here in Kroger. Come on, man. This is what you voting for. You keep talking me a Trump boy. You need to be a Trump. If you ain't a Trump boy by now, you just an idiot. And I know you ain't no idiot, Black Line. You know I ain't never call you that. Trump is listen, you had the best years of your life under Trump financially, and you know it. If you didn't, you was just a sorry sack of you know what. God, Black Line said gas is $6.19 a gallon in, I think in LA, California. $6.19. That's, man, that's crazy. That's crazy, man. And guess what you're gonna do? You know what's even more crazy than gas being $6.19? You keep voting Democrat. That's what's really crazy. Hey, Black Line, you had nothing. Gas ain't got nothing to do with the president. Okay. Why he over there talking to Saudi Arabia right now? He over there right now. Why he over there, Black Line? Over there in the Bay Area. Okay. Black Line, tell me if the president ain't got nothing to do with gas, why he over there talking to Saudi Arabia? The UAE. Why he doing it? Why he cancel that Keystone pipeline? Come on, Black Line, tell me, man. If the president ain't gonna do with gas price. It's war in Ukraine that got gas prices up. What the heck? Okay, let's look at this gas. See, here goes pseudo stuff. You see why you can't call me pseudo, Black Line? Because we finna look it up, buddy. We finna look it up, big man. You telling me a war in Europe is the reason why gas prices, like ain't never been a war. All right, let's do it. I want it. Where the gas month to month? That's what I want. Month by month. Yeah, this year, 2022. All right, let's share this right quick. Black Line said the war in Ukraine. You about to, boy, you listen to too much CNN, boy. You better turn that CNN off. Turn it off. Share screen. Black line. Did the monthly retail gasoline from 2019 to 2022. From April 19, and we already know who the president was, to April 20th. You clearly see a downward trend. From April 20th to April 22. Well, let's go with it. It was stagnant from from June to 20th. I don't know why I can't get this thing to quit popping up. But from June, okay, let me put up. You clearly see, look from June 2020 to December 2020, right? You clearly see it's stagnant. Matter of fact, it's going down. But let's just say it's stable, right? It declined from April 19 to April 20th. We know who the president was, right? Then June, you see a slight increase. Then you see a stability to December the 20th. Then from December the 20th to right now, you see an increase. When did them boys, okay, now let's look up when did Russia go over there? When Russia went over there? Oh, Ukraine war. What the timeline is? Ukraine war timeline. So we'll say February 20th. So we'll say March, right? Let's say March. Bro, you got from December to March. Oh, I'm sorry. That's 2021. So here go what March at? February. So let's just say right here. That's March. Oh, yeah, it is March. March 22nd. So I don't want to do. I really want to. Well, let's do this right here. So we'll say February 22nd, right? It was 361, right? 361, February 22nd. 361. What was in when this clown came in office? January 242. So from 242 to 361, that's $1. That's almost half right there. That's $1. That's $1.40 right there, boy. Before this clown before Russia did that. Come on, man. Use some common sense. It was already up 60-70%. It's just going in the way it's already been going. It's an upward trend. Come on, bro. Black man. You need to get an education, boy. Yeah. February 24th. That's when let's go with that. February the 24th. So we'll say February the 22nd, right? Look where that's at, black line. Let me pull it back up. Let me put it back up. Let me put it back up. Black line. Let's just say the war started right there, right? You telling me gas went up, it just shot through the roof? All because this man went to war? Fine, let's do that. Well, when you gonna count this $2.41 though? $2.42. Black line? Come on, bro. Start with the 242 to 361. It went up $1.40. What is that? 242 to 361. That's $1.40. That's $1.41. It only went up $1 more. It only went up $1 more. Look at where it's at right now, $4.55. So from January, look, black line. Let's use common sense, bro. From February the 22nd, you said start on 24th, right? Fine. So we'll use February the 22nd. That's before the war. 361. Right now, 4.55. That ain't even $1. Come on, black line. You gotta use common sense, boy. Quit being emotional. Use some common sense. It's just doing what it's always been doing. You crazy, man. Hell, it even dipped from February to April. It went from 432 to 421. If it's because of the war, black line, why did it dip? Because you know why it dipped? Because you retarded. That's why. Black line, you got. Hey, look, man. I'm just trying to help you out, black line. You ain't got to listen to me, man. You ain't got to listen to me. You ain't got to listen to me. Like gas wasn't even $4 a gallon during that time. I can't do nothing. Black line, you just in denial. You just in denial now, man. You in denial, black line. Ha. Let's do it one more time, man. You just you're retarded. Are you slow, black line? Hey, black line, you slow? Let's do it one more time. Black line, you telling me that the Ukrainian war started in February of you said February the 24th. We got the timeline right here, right? So what all we gotta do is look, that's when it started. It started on the 24th. You're correct. Right? Let's go with that. So on the 22nd, it was already 361 before the war, fool. When a man came in office in January, it was 242. Fool. Look at this trend, man. Look. Do you see that? Fool. Now, do you see this trend? Look from June the 20th to December the 20th. It didn't go up at all. It went from 220, June, 217 to 228. It went up 10 cents. I'm sorry, 11 cents. Fool. Look at this, fool. Are you stupid? June the 20th to what I said. June the 20th to December 20th. He came in office, January to the 18th, 7th, whatever it was. So that's the only one we got right now. It only went up 11 cents, fool. How the hell they went up from 228 when that fool came in office to 361. Let's rule out the Ukrainian war. It went up $1.40, fool. You can't be this stupid. I know you ain't this stupid, Black Line. Hey, Black Line, I know you can't be this stupid. You can't be this stupid, Black Line. COVID 2020, shut down. Okay. When did COVID hit? Sadiq A. When did COVID hit? Let's pull these prices up one more time. Let's pull these prices up one more time. Pull them up, and then we're going to pull up. Matter of fact, let me pull up the COVID. When did COVID start in America? COVID-19 timeline. Okay, here go the timeline right here. All right, 19 is over there to Wuhan. January 20. Still working with the Wuhan. We started screening January. Okay. Got the test kits out February. Italy hit. I remember all this. March 11th. It was declared a pandemic. March 11th. U.S. states began to shut down to prevent spread of COVID-19, right? Boom. All right. So we'll go with March. Let's go with March. That's when it hit. March 20th. I think right here we see. So yeah, March 13th, it would declare a nationwide emergency, right? So we got March the 20th. Let's just say that's the beginning right there. 233. The next month, it dropped to 194. Right? So we'll say COVID is responsible. We'll give COVID 40 cents drop. But you clearly see that it's a downward trend before that. This is April 19. I mean, May 19, 295, the 280, the 270, the 268, the 272, 269, 265, 264, 253, 233. So we'll say it was a downward trend that whole time. So no, you can't blame COVID for that, bro. That man had everything. He was rolling. No, that's not a COVID. That's not a COVID dip. I give you the COVID dip. I give you the 40 cent dip. No doubt. We'll go with that. That's fair. From 194, from 233 to 194, give it to COVID. Fine. But dog, it's rising all the way through COVID. It's rising all the way through COVID. 194, 196, 217, 227, 227. COVID hitting all this time. This is August 2020. COVID already here, dog. COVID here, and it's going to work. Why is it an upward trend? That right there disputes your whole argument. We'll say that initial dip, give the initial dip to COVID. Fine. Dog is still rising, though. It's rising right after that. That don't work, bro. Try again. Try again. Try again, man. It don't work. Sorry. Anti-vax? No, I got my vaccines, bro. The whole country shut down. What are you talking about? But now it's over $6 food. Hey, food, you talking about in California. I'm talking about the national average food. The national average is not no $6. California gas is always $2, $3 higher than everywhere else. You know that? Black Line, you need to get on here so we can discuss your politics, man. I'm tired of y'all voting Democrat. Tired of y'all, man. Y'all got to wake up. That's consciousness right there. I'm capping like a woman. You see how people talking about capping? Is raising because of the war food. All right, man. You know what? Black Line, you retarded and you don't even know it. I understand that if you knew you were retarded, I wouldn't even be talking to you about this. But you really think that these gas prices is raising because of this. You really think that the gas prices is rising because of this war? I'm saying, what I'm saying wrong, Lines Time. I just showed them. I went through what I'm saying. I just showed them. I went through the monthly retail price of gasoline. I went through the war timeline. Matter of fact, you can't even show yourself. I don't know who you talking about. Yo, he can't be talking about me. I ain't never came on here with no meme. So he talking about somebody else. But anyway, shout out to Ngozi, man. I don't see Mike no more, so that's good. That's good. Now just me and Black Line. Because he's a fool, man. You gotta stop. You gotta stop. This fool don't understand. Once we cut ourselves off from Russian oil supplies that raised the prices of gasoline in America to what we see today, you are an idiot. You're an idiot. We get 8% of our oil from Russia, fool. And you have to understand that it's not an American thing. This is a global economy. This is a global economy. It's a global market. Oil is not here in America. It gets refined here. The market is global, fool. I just told you the idiot you voted for is over in Saudi Arabia right now. Not Saudi Arabia, one of them places. Where he at? Let me see what this clown begging these clowns to produce more oil at. Biden trip. Where he going right now? This dumb fool. Saudi Arabia. He over there right now, man. Begging them to produce more oil. If it was because of Russia, fool, why would he be back? You stupid. Stop, Black Line. That's right, Acadia. We were net exporters before this clown came in here and shut down the Keystone Pipeline. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, pretty. Yeah, Ukraine. Yeah, I'll give you the wheat aspect. So if bread and cereal and that stuff, if that went up, then I can charge Russia with that, right? We could charge Russia with the fertilizer issue. I give you that. But America produces a lot of fertilizer too, man. So why would our prices still be going up? No, man. Inflation is due to too much money and no goods produced. That's what inflation is. So when we was getting those stimulus packages and stuff like that, but people were still incentivized to stay at home and not produce. That's what inflation is. It's too much money with too little product. Y'all need to learn financial literacy. And Acadia, you're right. This food shortage has not been properly represented. It will be, though, in the fall. When the cost to produce these foods go through the roof. M1 money supply. Oh, it's 4:00. Yeah. M1 money supply. Let's do that. M1 money supply. By year. Oh, chart. The St. Louis Fed. I didn't know St. Louis had a Fed. Let's see. Man, you need to come on here and explain this. You need to come on here and explain this in one chart, boy. Acadia. A 4-day work week? Yeah, it don't matter. I don't care. Why would I care? I don't work at all. Why would I care how much you work? So this is the US M1 money supply. I don't know what I'm looking at, but I am looking at a big, we're looking at an increase. So it was at, what, 18 trillion? Well, I just said 19 trillion. Now it's at 20 trillion. So when Trump left office, It was at 18 trillion, right? $18 trillion. What the heck happened here? Between April 30th and May. Oh, I know what. COVID. That's what it was. So, yeah. Now I want to go back before that and see what it was. You might have a point right there, Kate. As a matter of fact, I'm going to do research on this tomorrow. The M1 money supply. Oh, here we go. 1 year, 3 year. Boom. There it is. Look at that. There it is. Dang. And we already know what happened April. That's when the whole government, that's when all the cities and everything was shutting down. Yep. So Trump had that thing cruising down now. Look where he had that, cruising. Then bam. Yep. Man, good looking out, Acadia. Yeah, good looking out. Good looking out. There's another chart. After Putin invaded, the West introduced financial sanctions that made it difficult to clear Russian oil transactions through. Well, that is correct. That's correct. Have they tried to impeach Biden yet? Man, they should have been impeached. Man, Hunter Biden should have got that boy impeached, but they're going to ignore it. Russian oil normally accounts for about 10% of global oil supply. It's still being traded, but not to the same degree. So we have a gap in supply. That is correct. But that gap only, let's just go with what you're saying. The gap only accounts for 80 some cent in a raise, man. You still got to make up $1 and a half before that, though. What's the cause of that, Black Line? That's what you conveniently leave out of your argument. You weren't about, let's put it up one more time. I'm not putting this up no more. Cause now we're just finna get into either you slow or something. And I know you ain't slow. So we'll give you 361 to right now, right? That's 90 cents. We'll give you that. No problem. Fine. Give it to you. I'm giving it to you. Now you still got to count for these other $1.40. You got to count for that, Black Line. Come on, bro. Come on, dog. You got to stop. That's pseudo what you talking. You're correct. There's a shortage, all that stuff. Fine. 361. That's as far as we can go with you, Black Line. Matter of fact, I don't even want to give you that because the war hadn't even started February the 22nd. This war started February the 24th, but I'm being kind and I'm going to give you that. It's only gone up 80 cents since then, bro. 90 cents. Come on, man. Stop. Stop that. Do you even remember? Thunder, how much were you paying for gas before the invasion of Ukraine? I'm not finna do this. Black line. I think you trolling me right now. I'm for real, man. Cause I done put this chart up there 4 or 5 damn times. How many times you gonna keep asking me this? All right, let's do this. All right. Okay. Let's do Georgia then. Let's see, can we do it by state? You asked me how much was I paying? Fine. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Now, I want you to keep in mind that our governor waived gas taxes, so the gas prices wouldn't be so high. I think the gas taxes is like 20 cents. So it would be $4.89, $5 right now if it weren't for Kemp. But let's go with you right now. Gas prices, Georgia. For everybody who don't know, I'm in Atlanta, Georgia. I'm looking for monthly. Georgia National. Let me see if there's a chart. How much is I'm paying? I don't see a chart. Backline, you see a month-to-month chart for Georgia? I'm looking for one. I can't find one. Gas prices in Georgia, month to month. Well, let me just put monthly. Let me look for images. Maybe that'll do it. I want to answer that question, Bloodline. I really do, man, but I can't find a monthly chart. Atlanta. Yeah, I can't find a monthly chart, bro. I apologize. I'm not running. I ain't running, but I can't find the monthly chart. Not a monthly. Right now, we're paying, like I told you, the average here in Atlanta. Let me share this. I can share what I got. I can't find the monthly though of Georgia. If you find it, put it in the chat. I'll put it up here. This is Atlanta. Current average, $4.51. Shit, just a month ago, it was $4.15. But like I was telling you, a year ago, it was $2.92. So you gotta go back. You gotta go to this right here. How did it get from 240 to where we at now? We'll go with right now. But it went from 240 to 361, bro. How did that happen? It wasn't no war. Come on, man. And you see, I'm trying to find. Look. Oh. Yeah, this one right here. Oh, okay, this one right here. Let me see. Can I blow that up? Boom. Not from 01. Well, year to date. Yeah, 1 year. Yeah, what we want. All right, here we go, Black Line. It's right here in Atlanta. Yeah, February 340. Right now, or as of May, it was at 408. So from 340 to 408. From February to May. You see it right there. I'm not making that up. Fine, we'll go with that. That was 60 cents, bro. That's 60 cents. You still got to come back here, though. 286. And this is just year. We ain't even, well, let's go back. Oh, man, look at that. Ain't that beautiful? Look at how beautiful that look right there. Look at that downtrend, bro. Look what Trump was doing. Hell, the whole time he was chilling. When he got in here? 2016, right? Yeah, 2016. So the whole time we were under $3. Look at that. Look at it. It dropped 60 cents, dog. It wasn't no COVID right there. COVID went to January the 20th. Well, March 20th. March 2020. You know what I'm saying? Look at that dip. Come on, dog. Now you account for all of this, Black Line. Quit being stupid. Quit being stupid. Let's go with right there, right? That's where Russia invaded, February 2022. Right? So we'll give you that. We ain't even gonna pay that no mind. You gotta account for all this right here, Black Line. Come on, bro. That's what I'm saying. Why you don't understand that? It's simple. You gotta count from 218 to 340. It's a clear upward trend. That ain't no Russia, bro. Come on, man. And look, if you look at that trend, it just skyrocketed right there. But it was still going right there. It was going to make it. If you look at that trend, it was going to get up there. It just got up there quicker. It's going to look at the trend. Look at the trend, bro. That's when he came in office, January 2021. That's when he got in office. Look at the trend. It was going to get there. Come on, man. Stop lying. You lying at this point, that Black Line. You got to stop it, bro. I'm just telling you the truth, man. You got to stop. Stop the lies. Stop the lies, man. You talking about 2018? Are you counting? I paid 619. Black Line, are you counting? Bro, you gotta stop. Black Line, are you counting Trump? No, I'm not. Okay, you see, he's not talking about 2018. All right, fine. That's what I'm saying. I'm talking about Joe Biden. When he walked in office, I was paying, you asked me what I was paying here in Georgia. I was paying $2.18 a gallon. That's what I was paying. Black Line. Let me show you again. That's what I was paying, bro. $2.18 when he walked in the door. You can't get around it, man. The Ukrainian war started February. I don't even want to count February. I really want to count March. But fine, we'll give you that. So you still got to count for $1.30, man. Come on, bro. Just stop. That's a clear upward trend. Before Russia. Stop, man. Don't be blaming on Russia for this. You crazy, boy. You gotta stop. You gotta stop. You calling me a fool. Yeah, I would pay $2.18 too. I'm not even paying it, dog. We paying $4.50 something, $4.60 something right now. I just showed you. Let me see. And it's AAA. So AAA know what the deal is, dog. They go out prices right now. Just right here in Atlanta. Well, Georgia. I'm in DeKalb County. Stone Mountain, to be exact. Where DeKalb at? I'm trying to find it. Right there. $4.53. That's what I'm paying right now, bro. Yeah, bro. Yeah, you ain't on your own. 619. I feel you though. But you already know, man, y'all, California just taxed the hell out of y'all. Man, y'all had that dude, y'all got like a $97 billion surplus. And guess what this fool did? He finna give y'all stimulus packages and all that other stupid, instead of lowering y'all taxes. This clown finna give y'all stimulus packages. He's so stupid, man. But that's why everybody leaving California. Anyway, it's 4:30. Shout out a peace and black power. Peace and black power, y'all. All I do, you can't call me pseudo, because all I'm gonna do is read off the screen, bro. All I do is read black and white. I do it all day. I just read. I just read all day. I read like 8 hours a day. Gas was $3.60 before. Now it's $6.19 a gallon. What part of that don't you understand? All right, let's look at California, right? He still don't get it. He still don't get it. He still don't get it. If it went up $3.60 in California, you fool, it ain't because of the war. All right, it went up $3 and some change in California. Where else in this country did it go up $3 and some change? Fool. That's my point to you. If it went up $3, that ain't got nothing to do with Russia. If it went up maybe $1, $1.50, Watch. Well, okay, fine. I don't get it. Okay, watch this. Watch this. Now I understand what you're saying. Watch this right here, Black Line. Let me pull up California. You retarded, boy. I thought you were talking about gas prices in California monthly. It's 581, up from 562 last month. Okay. All right. Now, here go. Boom. All right. Look at your gas. Your gas was $4 and some change when it was chilling. Fool. Why don't you understand that? It went from four. You talking about it went from $3? No, it didn't. It went from 418. Let me see. They hit right here. It went from 466. Hey, fool. This how you know, man, this is pseudo killer. Hey, man, you need to go back to the Dagger Squad, man, because y'all, you know what I'm saying? This pseudo killer's over here. We finna get rid of the pseudo. You pseudo over there at the at Dagger Squad. You can fit in right over there. We ain't no pseudo. It was 466, bro. Now it's 587. That's right in line with what everybody else doing. It went up 90 cents. You can't get around it. 466, and this is California retail gas price. Everybody see it. 466. Right now, as of last month, 587. That's right in line with what happened with us. Come on, man. It's right in line. If you're paying $6 something right now, dog, you were paying $4.66 before. So it went up what? $1.50. If you say 618, 466, that's $1.52. That's right in line with everybody else, Black Line. That's right in line. Talk about it was 3. What you say it was, boy? What he said? 360. He said, I will say it again. Gas was 360 before the invade. Lies, nigga. You pseudo. It wasn't no 460. It wasn't no 360. It was 460, fool. It was 460, you fool. Talking about 360. You need to do a 360 and get out of here. That's what you need to do. Hey, Black Line, you need to do a 360 and get up out of here. That's what you need to do, boy. Talk about some 360. It was 460, fool. And it went up to 587, same as me. Mine went up like $1.30. Yours went up about $1.50. No, that went up $1.20 some cent. 466 to 580. That's $1.20 some cent, boy. Come on, man. Cut it out. Cut it out. Cut out, Black Line. You try to get over there and right there, boy. You try to get over. I don't know what a national average is, fool. That's not a national. That was California, fool. That was California. That was on national average. Let me pull up again, man. I don't know why Black Line be. I think you remedial or something. You remedial, boy. You remedial. Full California retail. How many people see that? I should do like the Jabari. Say California retail gas with me, class. California retail gas price. See that black line? Come on, man. Stop it. Stop it. Uh-oh. What'd I do? Yeah. That's where it started right there. 466 to 587. And it done went up from May to right now to 618, according to you. That's 30 cents, 30 more cents. What he's saying? State gas price. Copy and paste that better than that, boy. That don't look right. Okay, fine. Right now, gas is $6.40 in California right now. Right? Fine. It went up $2. Well, guess what, Black Line? Fool, why this? Yours went up it went from 466 to 660, right? That's $2. Fine. Now why this? Was it this one? Yeah. So mine went from 340 to what's the national average right now? I mean, the Georgia average right now, 340 to Georgia gas. Monthly. No, right now. Georgia gas, AAA. Gas prices, AAA, right? I live in DeKalb. I live in Stone Mountain, Georgia. It's in DeKalb County. $4.53. From what? 340. Yours went up to $2. Mine went up $1.10. But we already know how California give it up, man. Y'all were high before. Y'all was at $4 some change on a regular day. Come on, bro. That don't work, Black Line. Yeah, gas. Everybody know California have probably a whole nother dollar worth of taxes on their gas. And you got to understand, we don't have our taxes. When did your gas prices go up to its highest level? What date? March the 22nd, everybody. March 2022. Let me put it up again. Here we go. The month after it went to $4.17. The month after. Now is at $4.50 something, whatever it is. So right now it's the highest. Right now, to answer your question, right now is the highest. I think your question was, when did your gas price go up to its highest level? What date? June the 21st is when, right now. You just said the governor of Georgia gave you a gas. They did. He did. Let me look that up. Let's see. Camp gas tax suspension. That's when it was. So, yeah, just 2 or 3 weeks ago, he extended it. Extended temporary suspension of gas tax and supply chain state of emergency. So guess what? If we would have had that gas tax, it would have went up probably $1.50, $2 like yours. My point is, dog, we're in the same boat. Yours just higher because it's always higher. Yours is higher because California gas has always been higher than everybody else. Until, well, it's about to wear off in a few minutes, in another month. So yeah. Yeah, it's gonna keep going up. That's why this fool over there begging with Saudi Arabia right now. But your gas still went up even with the tax break. Yeah, fool. Of course. My point is, it was going up before Ukraine. You keep bringing it to Ukraine, dog, it was already going up. I just showed you the. I'm not doing that again. I'm not even no. I'm not doing no more. But I showed you where it was at $2.18, the national average, fool. And that's with California on the payroll. That's what California on the payroll. With California on the payroll, the national average was still number 218 when this clown, y'all voted this clown in. 218. And it went to 366. Fool. Before Ukraine. Why don't you understand that? What's so hard about that? It ain't nothing hard about that, man. It went from 216 to 366 before Ukraine. So you got $1.30, $1.40. It was already going up, fool. I ain't talking about, you talking about the height and stuff. I'm saying this clown, it was going up before all that. You crazy, man. Mike. No, I'm finna go. Hey, Mike, you need to hook up with Chef, man. Y'all need to come on and kind of chop it up. You and Ngozi. I'll be running, man. I'm gone, fellas. Ladies and gentlemen, sorry. Shout out to Jolanda, man. Shout out to Jolanda. Backline. Hey, man, you need to get familiar, bro. Get familiar. Peace. Backline. Ukraine, after Putin invaded, the West introduced financial. Yes. Good night, man.